Welcome to my channel. My name is Rhea, and in this video we are going to talk about how we can lose weight. So we'll cover 4 broad themes in this video. The first being diet, the second being exercise, the third being sleep, and the fourth being stress. All these put together can impact our health and can impact our weight as well. So we'll start with diet, move on to exercise, then move on to sleep, and then finish up with stress. So we'll get started, but before that, I do request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And I also have another channel where I post home workout videos. So if you'd like to work out at home, you can check that channel out. The link is in the description box below. So let's get started and let's talk about diet. So in this video, I'm not going to give a concrete diet plan because it's different for everybody, right? What works for somebody may not work for another person. A lot depends on our lifestyle, on our height, on our weight. So giving an outline may not be the best way to go about this. So I'm going to explain how we can set up our own weight loss diet plan, right? And the first step in that process is to know your approximate calorie intake, right? How many calories do you need to sustain yourself, to sustain your weight at your current level? Now, these days, there are many calculators that are free of cost online. You can just choose something and put in your numbers, your height, weight, age, and all that stuff, and it will give you your calorie requirement, right? It will give you your calorie requirement for maintaining your weight, for increasing your weight, and for losing weight. Right now, the basic thing with weight loss, one of the things with weight loss, I should say, is to know your calorie intake and eat a little bit below your maintenance level, right? And that over time should lead to weight loss. Usually people tend to lower their calories very drastically, right? And what that does is it makes the weight loss plan unsustainable, right? And that leads to binging and that leads to weight regain. So a lot of people start their diets, they start eating lower calories than maintenance level, but they eat too little, and that leads to binging and getting off the weight loss diet plan because it's so hard to stick to, right? So I would suggest don't go too low below your maintenance calories. Eat a little bit lower than maintenance calories, but eat enough so that you don't feel so deprived, right? So that's the first thing, to know your calorie intake, the amount you need, and creating a slight deficit. Now, the second step would be to examine where these calories are coming from in your diet, right? Are these coming from things like sugars? Are these coming from things like cereals that are loaded with sugar, processed foods, fast foods, or are they coming from real whole foods, right? Vegetables, fruits, lean proteins. What is the source of these calories? We want to make sure that we're consuming whole foods, that the source of those calories is healthy, right? Because the impact, say, fast food or foods loaded with sugar have on our body, although they might be equal in calories compared to, say, something healthy, is totally different. For example, eating candy, right? Eating 200 calorie worth of candy is very different from eating 200 calorie worth of lean protein. Two very different things, two very different impacts on the body. So we want to examine where these calories are coming from, and we want to limit calories from sugars, from processed foods, from things that are not real foods, right? Things that are made up of a bunch of ingredients. Now here, what we want to make sure is that we still eat what we like, right? We still include things in our diet that we like, because this is a mistake I've seen quite often. Well, the first mistake is going too low on the calories and that leading to, binging and getting off the diet. And the second mistake is going completely clean, right? Eliminating everything you love. And that also doesn't work, because then you start craving what you love to eat. So my recommendation here would be 80 to 90% of the time, go for healthy choices. But The rest, the 10 to 20% of the time, go for something that you enjoy. Go for something that you like, right? Even if that's slightly unhealthy. And what that does is that makes the diet you're on, that makes the process of losing weight a little more enjoyable, a little more sustainable. So, for example, if you eat, say, three full meals and two snacks in a day, that's 5 meals a day, right? In a week, that's about 35 meals, right? 5 into 7, 35. Now, if you take 10% of those meals, that's about 3.5 meals where you can eat what you like, right? 3 times a week. If you want to go for a higher number, say 20%, right? You can eat 7 meals that are to your liking. Of course, this includes snacks as well. So it's not, a weight loss diet plan should not be completely restrictive because it won't be sustainable in the long run. And again, deciding on how many times you want to deviate from healthy choices and eat what you like, even if it's unhealthy, is completely up to you. Some people may want to do it once a week. Some people may want to do it 10% of the times, 3 times a week, or 20% of the times, 7 times a week. Right now, if you're doing it 7 times, that's essentially 1 time a day you can eat what you like. But there's a but here. When you're eating something you like, be mindful of the portions, right? Eat something you like, but eat in a small portion. Eat in a quantity that does not throw your entire day calorie intake off, right? Eat in a smaller portion. So again, this is something that's best figured out before you venture into your weight loss plan. Are you going to eat what you like 3 times a week, once a week, every day? What will the quantity be? Getting all that set before you start your diet can be helpful. Now, the third thing I want to speak about is, yes, we've spoken about the sources of those calories, but going a little bit deeper into the source of those calories, I want to touch upon the macronutrients, right? This is the breakdown of proteins, fats, carbohydrates that you consume. Right now, I don't want to be too rigid here, and I don't want to give you numbers because this is again a very personal thing. If you're an athlete, if you're working out really heavy, your protein needs may be higher as compared to somebody who's completely sedentary, right? So again, this is a personal thing, but I would say include protein, do include some healthy fats and carbs. If you are not on keto, if you're not doing low carb, then carbs can be included as well. Here, I would like to say, again, pay attention to the source of those things, right? Protein. Is it lean protein or is it a protein powder that's full of chemicals? Which one is it, right? When it comes to carbohydrates, again, is it a complex carbohydrate like sweet potato or oatmeal or brown rice that will not spike your blood sugars, or is it white rice, white potatoes? Which one is it? And when it comes to fats, is it a healthy fat like seeds and nuts and olive oil and that sort of thing, or is it the processed vegetable oil, the refined oil, or is it something else, right? So again, we want to pay attention to how much protein, carbs, fats we are consuming without being too rigid about it, but making sure we get those proteins in adequate amount for your body. So that would be my third thing, and making sure that the source of those is healthy and clean. The fourth thing I would say is, once you set up your plan, once you know your calorie intake, once you decide how much you want to reduce in terms of your calories, how much of a calorie deficit you want to create, then we move on to where those calories are coming from, and then we move on to how much from fats, proteins, carbs. The next step is to track it. Right, once the plan is made, now we want to make sure the plan is going according to the plan, right? So for that, tracking your calories is important. Tracking the sources of your food is important. Now, a lot of people like to use a food journal and write it down. I like to use an app, right? There are lots of free apps these days that will help you track your calories. So that's another thing that will keep you accountable to your plan. So these are the 4 basic steps for your diet. So that's what I wanted to say regarding diet, right? Moving on to the next thing, exercise. Now, a lot of people say, if I can lose weight with diet, why do I need to exercise? And it is true, right? That diet can help us lose weight. So why should we exercise? There are 2 important reasons for this. The first is bone density and muscle mass, and the second is cardiovascular health. Right? Everything is not just about our weight. It's also about our bones. It's also about the muscle that we have. It's also about how healthy our body is from the inside. Right? And for that, exercise is important. So I always include it, because what exercise will do, especially strength training and toning, is that while you're losing weight, it will help you retain muscle. You will not lose the muscle, right? It will help you retain it. It will help you maintain your strength. And as we grow older, these are the things that matter, right? As we grow older, can we walk? Do we have joint pain? Do we have weak muscles? These are the things that start coming up. So we want to start prepping from now, and we want to keep our muscles strong. We want to keep our bones strong, so that in the long run, we age well. The second reason is cardiovascular fitness, right? Heart health, metabolic health is important. Weight loss by itself can improve metabolic health, but moving a bit, right, is always good for health. So again, here, this is a very personal thing, and I don't want to give something that's very rigid. So I would say include 2 things in your exercise system. Something that you enjoy that can lead to strength training, right? Whether that's body weight exercises, whether that's Pilates, whether that's, going to the gym and lifting weights, whatever it is. One thing that you enjoy that helps you tone up and get strong. And the second thing that works your cardiovascular system, this could be something like jogging, this could be something like, walking, swimming, a sport, anything that you enjoy, because unless you enjoy it, you're not going to stick to it. So maybe 3 to 6 times a week, 2 to 6 times a week, just keeping it going as a lifestyle can help us, build healthy habits, improve our health, improve our muscle, improve our bones, and that goes a long way. The third thing I want to touch upon is sleep. Right now, a lot of people ignore this while losing weight, but sleep is important, because being underslept, right, can lead to wanting to eat more. Eat the wrong things as well, sugary things. And that's just because when we are underslept, in a way we are tired. We are not completely rested. And then we might want to reach out for things that are not the best for our weight or our health, right? So sleep is important. And the last thing I want to touch upon is stress. Yes, stress by itself can increase cortisol, and that can have an effect on our hormones. But in this video, what I want to talk about is that when we are stressed, right, we are less likely to choose the healthier option. I have seen this in myself. When I'm stressed about something, whether it's work, whether it's anything, right, my priority for fitness, for health, for making healthy choices drops, right? That drops on the priority level, because I'm stressed about something, right? That something is taking up my time. And when that happens, me, and I'm sure some of us who are watching this as well, tend to deprioritize our weight, our health, our fitness. So for that reason, controlling our stress is important, right? Because I have seen a lot of people, including myself, when they're stressed, right, they reach out for that fast food or that chocolate or that cake or anything else, right? Because it helps them cope. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep our stress levels low, so that we continue making healthy choices with our diet, with our exercise, and we don't let that drop on our priority scale. In this video, I just wanted to touch upon these things, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.